now?
Yes, yes, madam. Your audio is clear, video also clear. So now you can mute yourself.
Is the lighting okay?
Fine, madam. It is just one minute. Let me pin you and see. It's perfect, madam. No problem.
So I'll unmute and come back a little later.
Yeah. Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
Can we just check the video? I'll share the video and see.
1 minute. Sunil, sir. Chef Sunil?
Yes, sir.
Just check video whether you have to give permission for presentation.
No, there is no permission is required, sir.
Okay. Madam, please play your video. We will just have a trial.
Can you see?
Not yet. We will wait for 1 minute.
It should come. Okay, let me.
You have to present yourself, madam, from your present.
Yeah,
now tab is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is coming. Now you play video, then we will say whether audio is clear or not, what it is.
Yeah. So there's no video. I mean, I will talk through the presentation.
Your PPT is visible, no problem in that.
Okay.
Your screen is visible here.
Is it okay?
Yes, madam.
Okay, then I'm going to mute myself and come back shortly.
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam. I welcome all students, faculty members to this virtual classroom or virtual meeting room, sorry. And also I welcome the participants from SRM Institute of Hotel Management, other IHMs, the students, faculty members. Here I would like to share Indian Culinary Institute is offering MBA in Culinary Art and BBA in Culinary Art in collaboration with Indira Gandhi National Tribal University. And also we are offering certificate and diploma programs under NCHM City umbrella. So this is just for an information for those who are attending first time. We are offering postgraduate program MBA in Culinary Art and undergraduate program BBA in Culinary Art. Shortly we will be starting. Whether Trilok sir is there? Sunil sir?
Yes, sir.
Trilok sir have joined?
Sir,
Whether he
no,
is there? Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Fine.
Not yet.
And also I would like to inform all participants that this program is live on Facebook. Those who are entry, they will be here in the meeting room, but those who could not get entry at the end of the, once we get all seats full, the program is live on Facebook. The link will be shared with you. You can share that link with your friends and those who would like to attend this session. Even many of the SRM students, faculty member also, they are joining in shortly. If you could not join in the session, please share Facebook link. We will share Facebook link in a chat box. Share that link with your friends, colleagues, so that they can watch this program live on Facebook. It is available on Indian Culinary Institute's Facebook page. Sir, good afternoon. Director, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Sir, welcome to the virtual meeting room of Indian Culinary Institute.
Thank you.
Sir, your audio is clear, video also clear.
Okay.
It is perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now you can mute yourself and we will start program exactly at 2 o'clock. We are waiting for Trilok sir to come in.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Lomte. Are you hearing me?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sir, welcome to the virtual meeting room, sir. Ganguly sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, your audio and video also clear, sir. So now you
Okay.
can mute. We will start our program after 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sunil sir. You know whether Trilok sir joined. Chef Rashikar, I will request you call Trilok sir and find out why sir is not there.
Sir.
I welcome all participants. Okay. Sir have joined. I request all participants, students, faculty members, keep your camera on and mic mute. Please mute your mic so it will not create any disturbance to the meeting room. And once this meeting room is full, I request all of you to share Facebook link with your friends. This program is also live on Facebook, Indian Culinary Institute's Facebook page. Once again, before starting, I will announce that Indian Culinary Institute is offering BBA in Culinary Art and MBA in Culinary Art in collaboration with Indira Gandhi National Tribal University. And also we are offering certificate and diploma courses under NCHMCT umbrella. So you participants and also those who are would like to take admissions, they can contact either iti.nic.in or they can contact us. Trilok sir, you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Lomte. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon, sir. Now,
Good,
yes,
is it
sir.
clear? Audio. Oh.
Just let it be little stable.
Okay.
Fine, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank
Fine,
you,
sir.
Okay. What about others? All are 39 or in the meeting?
All are there. Mrs.
good.
Mallika is there. Dr. Anthony Ashok is there. Mr. L.K. Ganguly sir is there. So shall we start? It is 2 o'clock now.
We'll start. We will start at 2 o'clock. Right time we will start.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Chef Sunil, now we can start.
Thank you, sir. Ya Kundendra Haradavala Ya Shubhavastra Ya Veena Varadanda Manditakara Ya Shweta Padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabhृतिवे देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः
Good afternoon, all the delegates who are present in this virtual meeting, and students of IC Tirupati and Noida, SRM, and all other participants. Again, I wish you all very, very good afternoon. And I'm happy to share some information before I start my welcome speech. This all started from our director, Shigan Bhushan, Indian Economic Service, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. He is the person who initiated and attended two of our meetings. Before the two webinars which we conducted with Chef Damodran and Parvinder Singh S. Bali, he was there. And second webinar, throughout the webinar, he sat and encouraged us. Today, due to official work, he is not joining. But I'm very happy to share that our LK Ganguly sir, the NCHM director and in charge finance officer of Indian Culinary Institute of both the institute has agreed to come and join in this meeting in spite of his heavy schedule work. I know that, just I want to share the information. He's not only leading the NCHM and also is looking after Indian Culinary Institute. You all know that the prevailing condition, lots of work to be done administratively, academically, because certain new mode of changes we have to brought it in order to take our students to their next semesters and further academic action. Actually, it is not so easy. It is a very difficult process, but in spite of all these things, sir has got agreed to come. Sir, on behalf of entire participants, I extend warm welcome to Mr. LK Ganguly, NCHM Director, in charge Finance Officer, and also thank you, sir. Sir, my special thanks to Satvir Singh, who's also Director of NCHM looking after academic, and also he is looking after Indian Culinary Institute, Noida. The reason why I'm mentioning it, he's another person who's encouraged all the webinar and other activities of Indian Culinary Institute. So thank you, sir. And another person who's present in this webinar is new to us in the virtual media, but he's a very old person because he started his career from Institute of Hotel Management, Chennai. He studied there, then he moved to Hyderabad Institute, IHM Hyderabad. After that, he went abroad. Then after working some years in abroad, he came back and joined a very famous institute that is now, it's one of the leading private deemed autonomous university institute, SRM Institute of Hotel Management. He's also taking care of the hotel division also. He's director for the hotel division as well as for the SRM Institute of Hotel Management. And the reason students and participants may be wondering how Ashok sir is involved in that, because Ashok sir, Mrs. Mallika and myself, we were ex-colleagues. We were working for IHM Hyderabad in the 90s. That's the reason I thought it's more appropriate to invite Dr. Ashok. And also, and I want to tell all the participants who are attending that, Mr. Ashok, apart from conducting academic activities, in this my observation, Mr. Ashok will agree with me, every year he gives lots of importance to the culinary activities. Every year, past 3 to 4 years, I've been observing that he's bringing a chef from Germany, France, America, Australia, New Zealand, any countries, and organizing such a beautiful seminars and workshop, collaborating with IFCA and SICA. I'm a little selfish also to say that Mr. And also my request in presence of a director, Mr. Ashok, we are very near to you. I say Tirupati. In your future seminar and workshop, because we are a Culinary Institute, if you invite us, our students will be more benefited, because even though it is a hotel management, you give lots of importance to the culinary activities, which will be benefited. In turn, I will also extend the invitation to Dr. Antonia Kumar to visit our institute, because still now he has not visit our institute, and any collaboration between you and us, because just 150 kilometers away, then in academically, if it benefits our students, we'll collaborate and we'll do it. And thanks for accepting our short notice invitation. And with I know that he's also very busy with the other administrative academic activities of SRM Institute. In spite of that, he has agreed to come here. Thank you very much. On behalf of all the participants, I extend warm welcome to Dr. Antonia Kumar, Director, SRM Chennai. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kumar. And another person whom I should introduce, but what I did this time, our profile, which is a resource person for this session, our profile I have shared with all the speakers, as well as to all the participants, especially I say Tirupati and Noida students. So everybody is aware of our profile, a very lengthy biodata, which I don't want to go into the more details. But I want to tell you 3 of my observations about Mrs. Mallika Janagiraman, today resource person. I always remember Mrs. Mallika Janagiraman lengthy signature on the checks and documents. Mallika Janagiraman, I never come across such a signature in my life. And second thing, what I want to mention it, our preparation for the classes. This I want to tell you the future faculties as well as the present faculties. I had seen in Hyderabad, whenever she go to the class, usually afternoon, in the food science and nutrition hygiene, she was handling it. One topic minimum, she used to refer to 2 books, then only she'll go to the class, even though she has got enough knowledge on that subject. And third one, which really I want to share this information, our class usually scheduled in the afternoon. Lunchtime, after lunch, 1:45 to 2 o'clock in the staff room, she used to conduct a brainstorming session and make all our food production staff, myself, Ashok and Ravi, all were there. She asked so many questions before entering to the classes. Why you add alkaline into the green leaves? Why you add a rotten egg in the cake mixture? Why you medu vada, you make a hole in the center? All chemistry reaction, everything. Why I'm sharing this information? Such a micro level information she used to collect it and enter to the class. And because of her only, I am very confident to the word. Actually, I also studied food science and nutrition. But the micronutrients, which she used to give lots of importance, which minerals and vitamins and minerals, she used to give lots of importance. I had learned from that word. After that, I used to concentrate more on the micronutrients because of Mrs. Mallika Janagiraman. Remaining things I don't want to tell the students, but all the girl students, I want to tell you that she started her academic. After that, she went to industry. She went to Sky Chef, Mumbai, she was working. After that, she worked in Kellogg's. She worked in Nestle. Now at present in New Zealand, she's working, she's coordinating the program, which is sponsored by Ministry of Health, New Zealand. Imagine that the amount of task she self-oriented and she had come up in her life. I think this will be the motivation factor for all the girl students. If you put hard work, if you are committed to the profession, sure you will come up in the life. And I'll thank Almighty because Mrs. Mallika Janagiraman is very good for food, science and nutrition. It's some sort of coincidence. God blessing, she has settled in the country where this country gives lots of importance for food science and nutrition. One of the best, neatly, well-maintained, hygienic country where she has settled. I think this is enough, I think, introduce Mrs. Mallika because I don't want to take much more time. Still some more to say that, but you can refer her profile. Again, on behalf of all the participants, I extend warm welcome to Mrs. Mallika Janagiraman, today resource person. We are all going to listen and going to be benefited. Thank you. Welcome, Mrs. Mallika Janagiraman.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Then I'll also extend welcome to all the faculty of ICA Tirupati and Noida and SRM faculty member, SRM students, ICA Tirupati student, ICA Noida students. I don't know, some of them have other participants also joined to see this program. And some of them, they are live. It is being telecasted in Facebook and YouTube. I welcome them, all the participants. Again, I extend warm welcome to all the participants present who are here, who are watching on YouTube YouTube and Facebook. Sir, everybody, please join this meeting, and I'm sure that you will have a wonderful session to begin. Thank you very much. Yes, Dr. Lomte. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Please take over. Yes.
On your mic, Dr. Lomte, on your mic.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry. Thank you, Dr. Tilokchandar. Now I invite Mr. L.K. Ganguly, in charge finance officer of Indian Culinary Institute and director administration and finance, to address this gathering.
Very good afternoon, everyone. And also welcome to this webinar. One thing I want to share everybody that this COVID situation makes us confined into our home or either in office. Even when we are coming in the office, we are not meeting the other colleagues. But see, by this webinar, these are the advantage of this COVID situation. And we are connecting Mallika madam. She is sitting at New Zealand. So this world is now in our this hand itself. So we are connecting all the peoples all over the globe, and we are hearing everyone. That's also an advantage we can say during this COVID situation. We can encash that advantage, and we are doing that. Regarding this webinar, this is on tasty and nutrition. Little bit, I will say, I belong to the Bengali family of West Bengal, and we basically used to cook a tasty food. Nutrition, we never actually given any stress. So that's the essence of Bengali food. But here, when we are just getting information from Madam Mallika madam, that how the tasty and nutrition could be together. So it's a good thing, good lesson. And if I go back to the history of hospitality education in India, I researched it that in 1954, when that concept came that some education should be there in this field, then Bombay Catering College was established by a society. It was a Women Council of India. That was a private society, and the necessity was only that to bring out Indian poor from the malnutrition. So initially, the short courses were started on nutrition. It was a hobby course for the housewives, so that they could cook food nutritious for their children or their own other family members. So that was the main motto of creating hospitality education in India. And thereafter, it added on with the help of European Commission, with the help of other European countries, from where this hospitality education actually evolved. And later on, this management part added in very later stage, when you can say in 90s, some management part added on that these technical subjects. So nutrition, that means nutrition is the main issue here when we are talking about food. And this Culinary Institute, those who are in this food production specialty, so they must know about the nutrition. And I hope Trilok has kind enough to call Mallika madam in this particular webinar. And we are very thankful to madam that she agreed to join us in this webinar as resource person. Madam, thank you for your participation in this webinar as an expert and resource person. Second thing is, this about madam, when I saw what Trilok has said, her program at New Zealand is Healthy Baby, Healthy Future. It's a very useful when, since beginning, when we heard about health is wealth, That means that when your health is there, then your country will survive, because when baby is healthy, then babies are the future of the any nation, whether it is New Zealand or in India. And babies, how babies are healthy? Because of their nutritious food and their other healthy tips. So madam is expert on that. So her program is very, very, you can say, meaningful program. And I assure that our students, our faculties, those who are joining today, they will be benefited by the whatever the information shared by Mallika madam as resource person today's this webinar. And at the same time, without wasting any time, I will say that this arrangement made by Mr. Trilok, Mr. Lomte, Dr. Lomte, Dr. Sunil, so this should have the great success, and definitely will have this recording through this YouTube channel in future also for our reference for the students' own capacity building. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. L.K. Ganguly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, once again, on behalf of all the participants. Sir, you are very rightly said that hoteliers, professionals, we give less importance to the nutrition aspect, because we had a similar discussion with the GMs of hotels. They said that we will give a safety food, hygienic food, but the nutritious food is wife's job. That's the way they used to say that, because they come for a short notice, and we have to take care of the safety and health. But now the prevailing condition, what Ganguly sir was mentioning, it is the nutrition is part and parcel of our diet, and it should more emphasis should be given. That's the reason, one of the reasons, sir. Mrs. Mallika.
One more thing, today,
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
when we are talking about immunity building because of this COVID
Yes, sir.
situation, so nutrition
Yes,
is
sir.
the main thing which can improve your immunity to fight COVID.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that is one of the reason. After 2 chefs, I thought we'll have a nutrition expert. Then we'll go back to the professional chefs so that students can balance it. So thank you. Thanks for your nice speech on the topic. Now I extend welcome to Mr. Dr. Anthony Ashok Kumar, who's the director of SRM. Please, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Trilok, giving me this opportunity. Good afternoon, Mr. Ganguly sir, and the leader of this National Council, a dynamic leader who is managing so many institutions under the National Council Government of India. And in this juncture, I must thank Trilok arranging such a nice, wonderful way in the Google Meet. This is a necessity of the hour where one can meet in Google Meet or webinar in the form of meeting. And what Mr. Trilok was telling about me, I don't think that I deserve whatever the lengthy speeches which has given. I'm not able to give such a big speech. I only know Madam Mallika madam from the 90s, early 90s. We have worked together. Madam is encyclopedia of nutrition. I can tell now. When we know about the nutrition and the hospitality management, hotel management, there was one lady earlier, Madam Tangam Philip. After Tangam Philip, we think that you are deserved to be she was the mother of catering and your mother of nutrition. If you have been India would have been, government of India would have been awarded Bharat Ratna award, which you have held so much of position in India, and you have been in New Zealand. I still remember as Mr. Trilok, Dr. Trilok said, so much of things we learn in early stage of our life, which you also been a role model to us in the hospitality and nutrition. And you have always been an encyclopedia of the nutrition, and which you have proved in your lifetime. Which I also should mention this time. Now you started a smart size cafe in our campus, the SRM campus, where our students are nearly 40,000 students. You came to our campus, you saw that the students have a nutritious food when you are in a Pepsi as a CEO, and we cannot forget it. Still, that cafeteria, the smart cafe is running for the students, which we also contribute little bit efforts on doing the nutrition. This is the COVID pandemic situation. what everybody should think of nutritive value of food which should be consumed on everyday parts and parcel of the everyday day-to-day life. As our South Indian food also focus on more on nutrition and immunity food, I would like to mention some of most of the hoteliers they know that if they travel to south, nobody will forget to eat the Chettinad food or maybe a drumstick soup or curry leaf soup. These are the gives more immunity to our nutritious food. And I also once again I don't want to take much of a time. Dr. Thillok doing wonderfully the program here, bringing a madam from Mallika madam from New Zealand for the apt time. I also thank and I wish you all the best to the IC students, Tirupati and the Noida, and all the faculties of ICI and Noida, and I also welcome our faculty and the students from SRM. Thank you once again, Dr. Thillok, giving this opportunity to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashok, for your valuable contribution to this webinar. And very rightly said that we are missing Mrs. Mallika Janakiraman in India.
Yes.
As she continued here, I think the colleges and academicians and professionals would have benefited.
Yes.
But in spite of that, I think as Kalvi sir mentioned that she's doing an excellent project in New Zealand.
I also
wherever she does it, she does it for a human being, human cause. We will wish her all the best. Yes, Ashok, you want to say something?
I also remember this time, Madam Thanga Philip, our face is in the Philippines coins, our face, what she contributed to the country, the Philippines government has printed her face in the coin. And she was also advisor to Madam Indira Gandhi on nutrition, all the aspects of economic development in nutrition and nutritive value. And I wish Madam also must be playing a vital part in New Zealand government. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashok. Now I think it's time we will move to resource person. I think she is very patiently listening to us. And now we will show our patience, including all the participants, as the SOP announced by our moderator, Dr. Lomte. We will listen to her. I am sure I'll tell all the students that we are going to have a very interesting session. I leave it to Mrs. Mallika Janakiraman, who is contributing from New Zealand. Welcome, madam. Welcome to this webinar. Please, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ganguly, sir. I think it was very nice. And my childhood started in Kolkata. I studied at South Point, and I have seen every morning how the fish used to be washed. And believe me, you had nutrition there because omega-3 comes from fish, and oily fish is also good. And Dr. Thillok, I call him Thillok, but Dr. Thillok, Dr. Ashok are people who I can fondly remember. They say 1990s, but they were young people just fresh from college, getting into the university. And so we used to spend a lot of time, both personal equations as well as professional equations, which sadly for you guys today as we sit here and share this cyberspace, it's so much a bubble, isn't it? But we never knew what a bubble was. It was sharing, it was meeting, it was socializing, and it was an emotional period because everybody could comment emotionally. So the talk today will be surprising for you, to Mr. Ganguly, to Dr. Thillok, to Dr. Ashok, Dr. Lomte, Dr. Sunil Kumar, and the others, and even the CEO, Mr. Gyan Bhushan. Thank you for being there, for coming here, and I hope I will not disappoint your patience. So I'll share my presentation. Just let me know if you can see my presentation. Oh, sorry. Can you see it? Can you see the presentation?
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Visible. Please go ahead.
Once again, I thank you for the privilege. It's an honor, and for me personally, this makes me very, very happy. So the opportunity is not just a privilege; it's a happiness, and I think I've grown 10 years younger because I'm seeing all the youngsters and sharing their space in the cyber world. So, tasting nutrition, you would be having some burning question. What is this nutritionist doing here? Oh my God, not another day of nutrition in our subject. And you might say nutrition is all about calories, it's all about no salt, no sugar, no fat. And that for any culinary expert, that would not be the one that you would ask for. But believe me and trust in me, I'm going to make it really interesting for you. What will be the future for buying, cooking, or eating going forward? And what is it that brings together the Culinary Institute of Culinary Institute as well as nutritionists so far away in New Zealand? Because it's one commonality, and that is the love for food. Every one of us love food, and there cannot be another love more sincere than the love of food. I remember when I went to the Center of Food Technology, the director there, he said, food is an ambassador of love. Food is what you give your husband or wife when you really are affectionate. Food is what you feed your child. And the day you're angry with your husband, you will show it only in the food, not in anything else. So that is almost an ambassador of love, and food plays a very, very emotional role. Let's see what is going to happen to all of us in this age and era. And I will divide it into 3 parts. One, let's look back and learn from the past. Dr. Trilok said nutrition that time meant nutrients, and food safety was more important. I would question even that. And then currently, nutrition became an experience for a high-value restaurant or a specialty restaurant, or it became an experience in a spa, in a really in a high-class spa. But now going forward, we've seen that when your immunity is compromised, your health is compromised, and therefore, when you are in a bubble, what is it that what have we done, all of us? We've been in the house, we've been cooking our own food, and we're cooking for others, and we're experimenting something to find our own space within the bubble. So it's 3 steps that you would take, or 3 chapters that you will go through. Never ignore the past. Be present in the presence, and always look for a better future. So what did we learn from the past? Even before I started teaching in 90, as early as 400 BC, Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food, which said that if you had the right food, if you cooked well, you cooked healthy, you don't need medicines, because the medicine is there in the food itself, because food has a lot of goodness in it that either works in a positive way or it can even impact you in a negative way, depending on the balance you take to approach to life. But all of us believe in this. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And what happens? I think this is so true. And we said that in a very simple way, that there's so much of founded truth. And I will take you through this as I go through it one by one in my next slides. Now, Dr. Trilok Chandra, Dr. Ganguly, there's a mismatch between nutrition and culinary, between the chef and the nutritionist, between taste and nutrition. We all like good food. We all want good health. We all want good life. But where is the problem? The problem is in the optics. How do we see good food? What you see as good food is very, very different from what nutritionists used to see it before. And that was my struggle all my life. As a nutritionist, I said, unless food is tasty, there is no nutrition. Unless people behave or change their behavior, there's no nutrition. So slowly, I tried to acquire a behavioral nutritionist skill set so that where is the way to the man's heart or the woman's heart is through good food. Therefore, making nutrition tasty is one way for behavior change. So as you say, all of us want good health. I don't think any chef will want to be in a bad health, nor do they want a good life. You like to drink, you like to wine, you like to dine. That is good life. But where we, both of us, have the same goal, we also have the same goal, we have approached it very, very differently, not knowing that we are a perfect pair. For those youngsters out there, if you're looking to get married in 5 years, if you are a chef, look for a nutritionist to get married to. What is the secret recipe that had this mismatch? The secret recipe and the traditional key ingredients were the flour, the eggs, salt, oil, and sugar. And what are we saying? The WHO, the World Health Organization, is saying moderate on salt, use healthy saturated fats, and moderate on sugar. And among these three, we say salt is a bigger issue, and therefore you have to be cognizant or conscious of how much salt you're adding. Now, interestingly, when I was working for a flight kitchen in Mumbai for Sky Chef, I did a little bit of consumer insight among hospitality consumers. Went to about 25 hotels, which were the 5-star hotels, and asked the consumers or the guests, what would they like to compromise on? They said, sugar, okay, I can take a sweetener. Oil, okay, I can take a steamed food. But salt, never. That's why we always said, because knowing that salt cannot be compromised, we always said a pinch of salt. So, and what happened? The portions got bigger, and we evolved to be what we are today. We became more lazy. We had a lot of equipments. As a cook, we used to grind using the grinding stone. And later you had the best machines to grind. Sorry. We had everything at the switch of the button. So much so, I have a Rotimatic where, you just press the button, you get the rotis. We never had to even use our muscles to roll the rotis. With this evolution and with what is happening today, the future is very clear for us to see. If we do not retrospect, if we do not reflect, and if we believe what we always believed, will there be a future? I doubt. So I took some research from a few organizations and said, what are the going forward trends in hospitality, in culinary, in nutrition? The first thing that came out of Mintel, which is a prediction for 2020 to 2030, maybe they did this even before COVID happened, is basically if you have to be successful as a company, as an organization, as an individual, you have to improve the health of the planet and the population. No longer can we really be in the bubble, which we thought we were not. And therefore, the expert says that each of us will be looking into what is it that I'm so different and how can I make my life better? And therefore, personalized nutrition, personalized service, personalized catering will all be things of the future. So let me bring you the moment of truth. I remember the first lecture, which the first lecture I think was given by a chef, and at that time one of the students asked about molecular gastronomy. It's a fancy word. Gastronomy is again the way to a man's heart is through the heart. The way to the man's stomach is through the the way to a man's heart is through the stomach. And when we meant that, it is basically to say that you had to be healthy, you had to be delicious, it had to be natural, it had to be a food and nothing else, and it had to be cooked by a chef. You knew the art of cuisine, and of course it had to be always tasty. But let me go back to why that phrase came up. When we said it's through the stomach, at that time, even me, I didn't understand there was a second brain. The digestive system is just not digestion, but it's also your second brain, because 70 to 80% of your immune cells are in the gut. So if you take care of your food, you take care of the right food, and of course the bacteria, the good and the bad bacteria balance, play it safe with more good bacteria, then you are safer in fighting any disease or even getting recuperated much faster. So there are about 100 trillion bacteria residing inside your gut. And they produce certain waste that have positive and negative health effects. So when we get an antigen in our body that protects us because we have an infection, that antigen happens only because there are more good bacteria. Suppose you didn't have a good bacteria, you will not have the resistance or the immunity. So as I said, 70 to 80% of the body's immune cells are concentrated in the gut. How many zeros are in a trillion is a small quiz. Maybe you can just message it to your professor and we'll come back to it later. So this is a very nice picture. When you make yogurt and when you cook, this is the lactobacilli, which is a probiotic, which is a good bacteria. When you say pro, it means good. And the good bacteria that actually goes beyond nutrition and culinary to give you the probiotic effect and also be a contributor to building immunity. And what art is there in your culinary field where you could do a lassi, you could do a chas, you could add some of the spices, and that is culinary nutrition. You do not realize that you already are doing it, but maybe you can market it better if you become less diffident to this fact that nutrition means treating the sick. So therefore, the gut-brain axis also is because of the bacteria that are there, the good bacteria that are there in your gut, and they send you signals. There are about 100 million of them. They send signals to the brain saying that I'm hungry or I'm satisfied. So when I say bhook lagi hai, or when I say aakal vestundi, it's all the second brain sending a signal to the first brain, and then the first brain sending a signal back saying, I'm full, I'm happy, and therefore your moods also becomes much more happy. Imagine going to your work hungry. You're going to be upset, you will have a headache, and the moment you have your breakfast and you go, your mood is better, you're able to concentrate, and all because of this transmission that happens between the gut and the brain. So all of us are in this temple of truth, which is the gut. You feed the gut, I feed the gut. You are gastronomic. We are also into the field of gastronomy. You look at food for the heart, which is emotion. It is love for food, love for cooking, and it's also romanticizing the food. You romance with the food, whereas we romance with the health. As nutritionists, we love food, we love people, and we romance with the people, therefore they are healthy. So how do we adapt to the new normal? If this is the going forward case, there are going to be many, many behavioral trends that you have to watch out for. Just for this discussion, I thought let me pick a few and not go into it, but do get time to read the Harvard Business Review, which talks about 3 behavioral trends that will reshape post-COVID. There's also the 20 to 30 global food and drink trends that's going to happen, and a very nice article by Economic Times, Brand Equity, where Chef Kana Kazana chef Sanjay Kapoor, I happen to know him, a good friend of mine. I don't know whether he'll remember me now, but he also spoke about the future shock, 25 food trends post-COVID. But I wouldn't call it a future shock. It's like how you look at your glass, whether its glass is half full or half empty. For me, it's half full. There is a lot of opportunity. So go through these sites, get some information so you will be motivated and look forward to a brighter future than you ever would have thought of. One of the highlights from the NDTV food is people are going to prefer vegan food. People are getting very conscious. People who are meat eaters are also getting into vegan. And understanding current situation and the origin of the current situation, some people would be willing to go more for vegan food. So therefore, as a culinary chef, understand that how do you bring the simple goodness of vegetables onto the plate. So people who are hard meat eaters will find it very difficult to get vegetarian. But if you want to get the flavor and the taste, you can do it with vegetarian food, and the presentations, the gastronomy that you're going to use, using the food science, the chemical, the physical property, and being mindful is going to give you much, much better results and an experience to live by. What else? The other one is alternative to meat. So some people love the meat taste, but they want to become vegetarian. Then what do? You give them, mock them. You don't cheat them, but you mock. So you give them some things that are meat-like products that can be replaced with real meat. And of course, all of you know that more than dining in and an experience, because the law may become where there will be social distancing, there will be less occupancy, we are going to look more for home delivery. And therefore, a lot of apps like the Uber Eats or the Swiggy or other ones will be very, very in thing. And what you would do is, all you have to do is, if you want to say, I want to build my immunity, all you need is an app. You can look at the menu on the food list and immediately say, these are the menus that I can order. Therefore, it comes closer to. So the taste is never, never compromised. Again, chefs will be catering to personalized nutrition needs. Either you'll be personalized nutrition for a elderly care who have all the money. They're called as baby boomers. They have got enough money after earning. They're retired. They have a lifestyle, but they can actually call for a chef